choosing your niche is like naming a career of your son before he is born. Would you imagine? My son Joa, he is now 20 months, and I'm like, okay, when he is 20 years old, he is going to have this business, or this is what he does for the living, or this is where he lives. No, it's crazy to do that. But thinking about niches, we try to do the same thing. And it's really not normal to try to do that. I'm going to explain you in this video why it's the opposite, almost like that. Because you have to choose who you are. Be so specific of who you are as a person, as a founder, as a business. When you're having a bigger business and you have a management team or a board of directors or a co-founder, you have to determine who the business is. Think about it as a person. You have to name it. You have to choose it. And of course you have to, if you're the founder or co-founder, you have to understand who you are. Because if you build a business that's totally different than who you are, it's never going to work, of course. So, and especially nowadays with AI findability, it's so important that your business connects with you as a person. You need, every business needs a person as a brand, as a personal brand. That's why Elon Musk is even bigger than Tesla. Most people know who Elon Musk is and less people know who Tesla is. A lot of people know who Richard Branson is, but to tell you that he has Virgin, the record label, you don't know the existence of Virgin. Maybe, I don't know, but Richard Branson is bigger. That's why it's important. So for you as a founder or co-founder or with the business, choose something that's suiting you, that's reflecting you, and give your business their own identity entities. It's really like that. It's important. And to talk about it, just a moment, I will come back to the entity part, but choose really careful about who you are. Choose wisely, I would say. So you have to think about your strategy, your vision, about your why, your values, and you have to embody this. Not only you, every person of your team needs to embody the business, the vision, the strategy, where you stand for, and what you want to push away. That's very important. Who are your enemies, so to say? So, okay, about entities, that's the beginning. Entities, that's the beginning of your niche, I want to say. Entities are like persons from your business, location, values, concepts, frameworks, methodologies, and stuff like that. Ask AI what your entities are. Have a conversation about your entities. I must say it in almost every video. Try it, do it, place it on your own domain, your website, on socials as well. It's important. In this AI era, it's important to know your entities. So, about your niche. I'm working with the framework, the niche chain. It's a chain. So every part follows up the next part. You start with entities. Then you add time. Because when you are talking about your entities in a consistent way, you have to do it over time. So add time. And then you will find client conversations. Because when you start with your entities over time, you start to talk to your customer, to the conversations you have with them. And if you collect these conversations, that's very important. Even if you're talking in person to your customers, please record it. Ask them, of course, but please record it because you want the feedback, you want the data, because that's the next step, data. And if you have that, you can discover your niche. You have to do all of these things. If you have your entities ready and you don't add time, you jump immediately to the client conversations, the data that comes out of there is not deep enough. It's not good enough. You have to add time. It depends on your category of business. Some businesses can already start discovering your niche from the data after 3 months. Other businesses can only do it after 1 year or 2 years. But that's something you have to know as a business owner. So you have the entities, then the time, then the conversations you have with your clients, and then the data. And out of that data, you discover your niche. Not before that, not after that. It's really at that moment. You don't have to wait longer. If you have enough data, you can find it. So what is the most important part of this chain, this niche chain? I would say client conversations, because I know a lot of experts already have this client conversations. You have them. Like I said, start recording them. Do it online. Use a microphone. Buy a simple microphone and place it somewhere, or use your phone, your smartphone, and place it between you. Ask it if it's okay, because you want to learn. You want to be eager to learn. Ask feedback, of course, but within this client conversations, there is so much data, and nowadays it's so easy. You just record all the client conversations. Better your best clients, the clients who have the best results because of the solution you sold them. So the service or product you sold them, they have the best results. It doesn't matter what the results are, because you've built a solution for something. So the results are a result of your solution. So that's amazing. So if you do that and you talk to the best clients, then you transcribe these recordings and you ask an AI model to pick up the role of the niche finder. And then you ask, okay, what's my niche? And then you discover the niche. You don't give it up front, just like you don't give your career for your son a name when he just is born. Like my son Joa, okay, Joa, you have to be a physician. No, it's crazy to do that, just like naming your niche. So stop naming your niche up front. You just have to discover it through the client conversations after time. And you have to be very strict about your entities, because that is how you choose to show up online. So resume. You have to think about it that I know this. A lot of experts don't want to choose a niche because they are like, yeah, I want to help everyone. No, that's not true. But I know why you think it. You think, okay, first of all, a lot of marketers tell you to choose a niche because then it's more easy to talk to your ideal customer. Ideal customer is also a result. So that's what marketers do. And I know why, because it's working. When you pick a niche and you are starting to talk especially to that niche, you will have traction in the beginning, but you are building a business that's not working for you. So that's not working for your clients and customers as well, neither, because it's not what you thought of as the business. So yeah, you can generate traction by choosing a niche, but it's making you smaller than you are. And you want to help more people. That's what you think and what you feel. In the end, you don't care, because I know that it depends how big you want to build your business. It really depends on it, but it's always smaller than everyone. I know, but you must have the feeling you can help everyone who wants your solution. That's why experts hate it to name a niche up front. So you have my permission. Stop trying to name your niche. You just have to tell yourself, okay, what are my entities? choose who you are and frame it in the entities, your values, your concepts, you as a person, your team, your methods, everything. Ask AI for your entities. Then start to share it consistently online over time. And then start your client conversations immediately when you are working with clients, after you worked with clients. Ask them questions, ask them feedback. And then you have data, transcribe the conversations and give it to AI and ask AI, what is my niche? And it will give it to you. And then suddenly it starts to work, because then you have the niche and then you can talk to your niche, even to your ideal customer. And then suddenly everything you are sharing connected to your entities will hit. It will hit harder. But first you have to do the work. You have to use the niche chain to get your niche. And when you have your niche, see it as a result or reaching of a level in a computer games. You are like, yeah, I finally discovered my niche. And then you start talking only to your niche. And that's working really well. Never do it the other way. That's not working, because I promise you, you will walk in a destination that's not helping you and it's not helping your customers. So stop trying to name your niche. Use the niche chain. Discover your niche. Celebrate it. Celebrate your niche. And then you will see your traction on your own website, on your socials, and in mentions will rise. But see it as a level you have to reach.